Hi guys, welcome to A Bunch of Buds podcast presented by High Five. This is our Christmas episode. It is officially Christmas Eve as of right now.
Yes.
So we are quite literally smoking these on Christmas Eve. Wanda, why don't you tell us what you're kind of smoking tonight?
Yes. So to go with the theme of today or the podcast, I am smoking Captain Yeti's, their Christmas infused pre-rolls, and it is their hybrid hash joint. It is a full 1 gram, and it is their Bitch Better Have My Cookies.
Bitch, better have my cookies.
And then I am
Rihanna
going to be
for you.
smoking that tonight, as well as I am going to be smoking Interstellar's Cherry Urkle. It is a cherry pie and purple Urkle cross, so it sounds pretty good.
Have you ever had it before?
I feel like I've had at least one of those strains on their own, but I don't think I've ever had like this from them or like any other brands. So I'm definitely really excited. The reason I picked it out was because they had my name listed under it because they just switched it out when they sold out of the other one. And so I was like, well, I better at least try it. And then tonight I will be trying that with a new item that we have gotten at High Five Supply, and it is the Luca Whale. I am so excited. I've never used a product like this. I've heard really good things about their Seahorse and their Seahorse like Pro. So definitely really excited to try this guy out tonight. But I think I'm going to first kind of break into this, see if I'm smelling any smells.
I'm excited because I think I've had this one, but it was when they first dropped the joint. So it's been a minute. So yeah. I've smoked so much, I don't remember what it is.
Definitely agree with that. Ooh, it almost kind of smells like Christmas cookies. Like that Christmas cookie tin, like, you know, the tin that like all those Christmas cookies come in, you know how it kind of has like that metallic but also like sweet smell to it. That is like first thing I'm getting as soon as I open it. It is rolled with elements, as you can see.
Yeah, we love
which is beautiful. It is nicely rolled. There's no little like divots, nothing like that. It doesn't feel packed too tight. It doesn't feel too loose. It feels just right. I'm gonna
pretty expected with Captain Yeti.
Yeah, I honestly love them. So great that they just randomly followed me on Instagram. I didn't even like follow them before, and I was like, it was like right after the one where I was raving about their Halloween joints dropped, and I just get this random follow, and I was like, huh, Captain Yeti.
Make sure we send him the episode in the DMs.
Yes, definitely. Ooh. With that dry pull, there's a little bit of like earthiness, kind of like piney, like Christmas tree almost.
Ooh, I love
and
that.
Then a bunch of sweetness and like a little bit of cinnamony even.
Now, is yours the hash joint or is it like the like oil and?
It is hash. It is hash. And then its lineage says it is Gelato 33 crossed with memory loss. The effects say perfectly baked, and then it is 56% cannabinoids if you're someone who cares about that. I'm like, as long as it gets me high, I don't give a crap.
I'm on that boat.
And then as for the Interstellars, their Cherry Urkle, it is smelling very cherry, very, like there's a little bit of spice in there. I don't know what spice, but like definitely spicy. But it smells
almost kind
good.
of like on the edge of a Senex.
Yeah, definitely. It is so good, and I love the little design on the outside.
So
pretty.
They're so cute.
And then, because I know these most likely won't fall out, I'll try to show. Yeah, look at that.
Very honey.
Oh yeah, look at that beauty.
Now, I've personally had this one, so I'm excited to see how you like it.
Definitely. And I think I'm going to get started with this, see how I'm liking it.
Before you do you
Yes.
mind giving a little preview of the device you just bought and what it exactly is?
Yeah, so I got this, and it looks like this. I got the red one. We have a blue, a black, and a purple as well. Very hard to choose color-wise. They are very beautiful colors. Like, all of them are so pretty. I had to message Joey to get some, like, feedback on which one I should get because I was like, I want them all. It comes with just their normal standard, like, clear tip. And then it comes with a second one as well, which I really like because, you know, I like when devices give you a little extra of their, like, what they need to work, because it's like, then you don't have to get a new part for it pretty much as soon as you get it. It does also come with a little how-to and kind of like information on it. And it comes with like a little certification card, so you can like go online and fill it out and get their warranty for it.
You want that warranty, people. Please
Absolutely.
get that warranty.
And so normal, like most devices, it is just 5 clicks on in 2 seconds. It says you just press and hold the on and off button to use the device. Longest working time of the device is 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, the device will stop working. Press the button 2 times within 2 seconds to cycle through the voltage setting modes. It has 3 modes. You know, I really like that it has this little picture of the device and kind of like what its parts are. I'm not 100% sure, and maybe you can like confirm yes or no for this for me, but because it is a 510 thread, I believe you should be able to use your cartridges with this guy too.
I believe, I can't confirm 100% with the whale.
Okay.
I know that the Seahorse Plus
Yes.
does. The
I
original
know for
did
sure
not.
that one does. So that's why I'm like, I don't know for sure if you can, but
They
definitely
even got a cart laying
cool.
around.
Yeah, definitely something I'll try after the podcast to see if it works. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like it's super easy to use. The mouthpiece is on this side. The only downfall I'd say, like so far that I'm seeing, but it's not really affecting yet, so I'd like to see how like long it could go without it being an issue. But I was noticing that because it's so like shiny and like nice, that I'm wondering if it's gonna get like gunky with whatever you're smoking, or you know, even just fingerprints. I can already see a couple fingerprints, but if I like take my jacket and just like wipe it, they go away. So we'll see how that works out. But I'm excited to try this. I've never tried a device like this, you know, so it's going to be interesting to try it out myself as well. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you because this is like I don't think we've had a device like this on the podcast yet.
No,
So
we haven't.
this will be really fun. I'm excited to see you try.
Definitely. Alrighty. I think I'm going to spark up this bad boy. And what are we smoking on the podcast tonight?
I am also smoking a Captain Yeti hash joint. It's the full gram. It's Grinch Don't Kill My Vibe, which I had to because I haven't tried this one yet. I tried a couple of the others, the cookies one. I think last night I tried the Stoned Alone. Home Alone and Stoned, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
That one
I've had both that one and the one you're about to try, so I'm excited to see how you like that one.
Yeah, it's Oreos and Bus Stop Boogie, which I've never heard of.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited. And then the effects are Stink, Stank, Stoned, which that's adorable. I love that. The Grinch was definitely a classic growing up, especially was it the Ron Howard one? I think is with Jim Carrey. That one was my brother's favorite. He would watch it even during summer. He loved that movie.
Yes.
My personal favorite is the Santa Claus. Not a huge Tim Allen fan, but I love the Santa Claus. Very good classic. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. So, and I've had oh, by the way, the cannabinoids are 53% for those who care. but I'm excited to pop it open. Ooh, we got like a skunky kind of a smell, kind of piney. Very skunky. Like I'm getting a lot of skunk, which
Yeah.
is expected for like a Grinch strain.
Yeah, I definitely had that same experience with that.
Yeah. It's funky. It's got kind of like almost a lemon pull at the end, like right on my tongue. But yeah, very skunk, very weedy, which isn't a bad thing. I
Not
feel
at
like
all.
weedy is used in a negative context sometimes, but like I feel like when you get like a skunky, earthy strain, you kind of want that weediness that like I am like smoking the weed.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I'm only trying this, so before we kind of get into how you're feeling and everything, why don't we talk about some like Christmas traditions, Christmas memories? What are some of your traditions? Well, I kind of
Um,
light up.
so probably my most favorite one is like a more recent one. It started when me and Joey got together 6 years ago. But every Christmas since me and him have been together, when we go and do our Christmas with my sister and her partner, um, they him and Joey like immediately bonded one of the first times we went on a double date, and he found out that Joey loved Mountain Dew, and he also really enjoyed Mountain Dew, so he's like, we have this in common, we're bros. And now
Immediately.
every year for Christmas they get us a 12 pack of Mountain Dew.
I
And
fucking love
so yeah, and so this year we started the tradition, because although we can't really afford or like give like a whole pack, we started wrapping individual can and giving them each a can of soda
that. Oh, I love that.
as like a tradition. But past that, like growing up childhood, there's a specific Christmas tree stand, because my family, we always did a real tree instead of a fake tree. And so we had this one specific stand out in Hazeldale, because we used to live out in Hazeldale, that we would go to, and they're still there and everything. But we would go there, and they actually, so my grandpa, he used to own a Christmas tree farm, and the people that ran that Christmas tree stand would source their Christmas trees from him.
Hmm.
And because it was a bit of a hassle, because he always promised, like, he was like, you know, you guys are family, if you guys want to come up, cut a tree, take it home, like, I'll give it to you free of charge. However, you know, it was kind of hard to get up to where he lived, just
Yeah.
because of lots of things. And so we would go there because that was the closest way of getting one. Yes, we had to pay for it because the guy was like, I don't know if you're telling the truth. But he was like, really cool guy, still runs it, and it still pops up every year. So even though I don't do a real tree anymore, every time I drive out there or drive by it, like, it reminds me of those memories. And so
Hmm.
it's a really good one. Past that, those were like the really two big ones for me.
Hmm.
Um, especially the soda one, like that one's one that has really stuck with me, because it's like it's newer, but it's also like it's just a good way to like be in tune with my sister and her now husband. So
Yeah. There's like a special collectiveness with it. Like
yeah,
you're all a part of it. It's just I don't know, I find that very cute and I love that.
yeah, it's definitely great. Which we got our 12 pack today because I went over there today. So
Hell yeah.
it was great. we
I
did
just
find out,
imagine like
we did find out, however, my growing up nephew is officially all pretty much the same height as me. My sister, because I had stood up to give him a hug when we first got in there, and she kind of noticed that like we looked the same height. And so she's like, wait a second, stand back to back. And at first I still had my shoes on, and I was like, she's like, oh, you guys got a good like inch or so. And I was like, yeah, but you got to keep in mind, my shoes are kind of like on platforms right now. So let me take these off, because we'll probably be the actual same height. And so I take off my shoes and we stand back to back, and we're pretty much the same height. Like maybe I'm like that much taller than him, and really not even.
give it a couple months, he'll be taller.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I
for
just found
sure,
out
for
my
sure.
nephew is taller than me, and I remember when he was just came up to, like, my hip, and we were at the concert that in October, and he's standing next to me. He's like, "I'm taller than you." I'm like, "No, you're not." And I looked at him, I go, "You might be taller than me."
Yeah, no, it definitely is weird because like I helped take care of him like when he was super young, like when he was first born, and then even like through his aging, like especially around like the age where they're starting to like develop and like learn to talk, all that. Like I was spending a lot of time with him from the age of like 3 to 7. And then, she kind of got her things under wrap and like life just kind of changed as it does. And so I
Mhm.
wasn't seeing him as often,
Yeah,
but it's definitely crazy to like see him grow up. And I think that's another one of my favorite things is because he has always been really good about not being ungrateful around Christmas time. Like he's always been grateful for any gifts that he gets. He's very like my sister's done a really, really good job of raising him.
I love hearing that. That's
Yeah.
fun.
And
Yeah,
so
I'm really into, like, traditions and stuff, and,
yeah.
we're starting me and my partner have been together for 10 years, and we're starting to make our own. Like, this year's our very first time we're having, like, a Christmas morning, just him and I. Like,
Nice.
always, like, slept over at, like, families' houses and woke up Christmas morning with them. But my, family got a new dog this year, and there's just not enough space for me to
Yeah.
be over there. My asthma, Wheezy has her moments.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
so in the morning, we'll be waking up in our own apartment to our own gifts and our own tree, which is kind of exciting. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping
no,
that
definitely.
yeah, it's different and it's really like fun. I'm gonna make hot chocolate. We're gonna have Christmas music and I have all these plans.
That's awesome. I'm
But as
excited
for,
for you.
yeah, thank you. But as for like tradition, I'm personally not Christian or Catholic or hold any like religious denomination. I would say I lean towards paganism a lot more.
I definitely am kind of in a same boat as you where I don't really have one direction I
Hmm.
like lean towards. I don't really have any like specific feeling towards it. So I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm like anti-religion too or stuff. It's just not where my journey's taking me. I'm very like agnostic, coexist kind of a way.
Yeah.
But I did grow up Catholic Christian, and one of the traditions we did every Christmas Eve, which we'll probably end up doing, I guess, technically tonight because it's already the 24th, um, is we read two books. My dad will put on a Santa hat and we'll sit by wherever, is the coziest, the tree, the fire, wherever we're at. And we all gather around and he reads The Night Before Christmas,
Okay.
that really old one with the interesting illustrations. It looks almost three-dimensional but very flat.
I think I know
Um,
what you mean. Yeah.
I wish I knew the author's name because it's one of my personal favorites. But then we also read the birth of Jesus Christ, the Jesus of Nazareth, Little People's story that came. Those were the first two books my parents bought when I was born for my first Christmas. So
Okay.
so for let's see, 28 years now,
Yeah.
that's what we've been reading every Christmas Eve. So it's been, a nearly 30-year tradition.
Yeah.
Um, so that's one thing I do hold dear, even though I'm not religious. It's nice to have this closeness with my family, no matter how many times we fight or argue or get in each other's faces or have bad moments. We still say we're sorry and work things out at the end of the day. And there's just this niceness and closeness that's actually real and not false. That we're sitting here and we're enjoying each other's time and company and just happy that we made it through the year and we're here. And it's that, I don't know, just that togetherness that I kind of like really cling on to. Sorry to
Mhm.
get like emotional and sappy, but you
No,
know.
definitely. It's the time of year.
Yeah.
It's the time
Um,
of year where that's okay and that's allowed.
yeah,
I
every
feel
other day
like
fuck
that's
you.
like this is one of the holidays that like that is most allowed.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing like I really value that kind of tradition. Even if I don't prescribe to that religion. It's just, it's
Yeah,
nice to sit there, hear my dad, because years from now, I won't have that. Hopefully,
exactly.
very many years from now, that
Yeah,
I won't get to have that, and it will be my brother reading the story. It'll be my own husband reading the stories. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah.
But yeah. So, how are you feeling so far?
I'm really feeling great. I'd say about halfway. I had to relight it a couple times just because we were rambling.
Just feel
But
that.
that's not the joint's fault. That is my fault.
It's the chatty
um,
Cathy's.
it really is. I definitely feel more uplifted than I did. I definitely am like definitely feeling hybrid effects though, because I definitely feel like my muscles are relaxed and like I can move freely, but I also still feel very alert to be able to like maybe be crafty or hang out with a group of people. I definitely would recommend this for like a group session for sure. Like you
Mhm.
each get your own. And I feel like I definitely had that very same feeling about the Halloween joints that they did. So, they hit that same itch. I'm probably going to be buying more before they get sold out. Like,
Get them before they're gone.
exactly. They are amazing. Continue.
Good
Literally just continue.
for every season.
Um,
We got Easter, February.
yep, literally everything. As for the dabs, I haven't broke into those yet. I think I'm gonna start this like second little mini session once, we're going into how you're feeling and everything.
Mhm. I
But
would love to get a moment of watching you hit it though, because
definitely,
I want to see how it
definitely.
kind of works in the process.
Yeah. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna like take a little bit out of here and put it in the lid and then kind of use the lid as my little dish per se, because
Mhm.
it does show like a person using a little dab container, like the ones even that we sell, kind of like the ooze ones is
Yeah.
what the picture looks like. And so I was like, I might as well just use the cap because that's what I have available to me, but
Mhm.
definitely will like want to try and see and play around with it, especially because I am new to like any device like this. It'll
Mhm.
definitely be interesting to learn
Very true. Very
and
true.
also learn like what like consistencies of concentrate work best with it, because I know at like some will probably not work as well as others. So I'm definitely excited to see how like that plays a factor into it too. So I probably won't have like a real honest review of this tonight
Mhm.
just because this is literally the first time I'm using it. But I definitely am going to build like how I feel about it. I'm going to let Joey try it. Maybe I'll get him to make a guest appearance for Christmas. Who knows?
Hey, happy
But
holiday.
yes. And so, with that, how are you feeling so far?
Not bad. Let's see as I hack my lungs out. I almost dropped the joint, so I was kind of like stuttering there for a minute.
It
Um,
ain't easy being wheezy.
it ain't easy. So far not bad. It did go out, but I was talking quite a bit, so I'm not gonna take any points from that. Um, no, it's been smooth for a hash joint. It's fairly smooth. I would say Captain Yeti joints, their hash joints and their oil and keef infused joints are really, really surprisingly smooth, and they taste really good. I'm getting a lot more subtle weediness and more kind of like a good like creamy earthiness that's coming through. It's still pretty skunky, but it kind of like it all like lulls together, and it's really nice as you're like smoking it. Um, I'm starting to feel some stuff in my shoulders, and kind of in my neck, which is nice because I've been stiff. I've had a very, very long weekend. For those who know, they know. And like I've been like that like Batman movie where I'm just moving like this most of the time.
Fair.
uh, so it's been a little stiff, so it's kind of nice to be able to kind of like loosen up a little bit and like feel nice and like comfy. That's really all I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling it in my face. I'm not getting any cerebral feelings of it. Um, But so far so good. It's slow burning, and I'm pretty sure these are element papers, and I'm a huge fan of elements. I'm more of a zigzag girl, but I would choose elements over raw any day personally. Nothing against the raw companies, just kind of culty sometimes. But I digress. Um, and it's just kind of just like it. I feel like their rice paper is a little sweeter, and I feel like that works a lot with like hash joints and stuff. More than like hemp paper, I think is more common. I'm not sure. I'm not that well versed in papers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm not hating it. It is going out quite a bit, but I am talking.
Yeah.
So if you're a chatty Kathy, like this will go out. Like it's the second time I'm relighting. So I probably should use my jet lighter since there's hash in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you just hit your whale?
I did. I don't think sugar wax is the best for it
Oh no.
to start out. At least maybe with this tip. I think it might also be the tip because they do sell different ones for different concentrates. So I think it's also partially could be the tip. And also I probably need to like read how to use it a little bit more. But I did get a little bit out of it. I did get a real like sweetness. But it's definitely like I don't know if it's me or if it's just because, I'm still trying to figure it out, but definitely once I get like the hang of it, I think it'll work better. I think I'll probably turn on my email and kind of just try the dabs through that for the
Yeah.
night. But, as it is, like I'm looking at it, it seems like it should be easy to do. I think I probably should have read before I get on the podcast
Hey,
because I
this is
already
also
started
fun.
smoking that pre-roll and now I'm like, I don't know what these words mean.
I
So
don't.
I think I'm gonna get back on this a little bit and let my email heat up and then take a dab and get a real good feel for these dabs because I don't want to not give them their chance to shine.
Sure, for sure. Before we kind of like get into more of like how these are smoking, because I know the literal next step is reviewing them. I think we should still talk about Christmas a little more because this is quite literally our Christmas episode, which is so
Absolutely.
unfortunate Emily is not here.
I know. She was so sad about it.
But she is living it up in Arizona. I've been
Oh,
looking
I
at her
know. I've
Instagram
been watching
story.
all of her posts and I'm like, she looks like she's having so much fun. I literally was like, Joey, look at how much fun Emily's having. And I showed him pictures and everything. And he was like, they're having a blast. I hope she doesn't try to hop on the podcast because she was saying she might try to. Because he's like, I want her to just rest when she needs to rest and have fun. She doesn't need to worry about this stuff. We got it under wraps for her.
Hey, we've already hit the 30-minute mark,
We
so
have, and honestly, her presence is very missed, but
we'll be
she
chatting for her.
absolutely.
But but about Christmas, like, do you have any like favorite Christmas movies or movies that you just have to watch every holiday season?
I think so. Like at like childhood me, definitely the Jim Carrey um Grinch. Basically, I would watch that like every year with my sister and my mom. Um, And so, like, I just have that memory because it was pretty much just me, my sister, and my mom for a really long time. My other sister, my oldest sister, she lived with her dad and was like closer with her dad's side of the family. And so it was just, I didn't really see her much as a kid. The only time I really saw her was because my grandpa Brian, he would invite me and my sister Chelsea because he considered us grandkids too.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would invite us over. But my mom, my sister, and myself would watch The Grinch every year for Christmas. That and Elf.
Oh,
But that I felt like that one was a little bit too like common to say. So I was like,
it's a fun one.
it is a fun one, but it definitely is great.
Elf is one of my mom's favorites, and she hates Will Ferrell. Like, my mom does not think Will Ferrell is a funny person, but she loves the movie Elf.
That's great. But past that, I think probably a second close would be Frozen and Frozen 2. Because this year I was obsessed with Frozen when it came out. Me and my sister watched it all the time. Like, I had a TV in my room, and I would just put that in my DVD player, and it would just play on repeat all night. And I'd wake up and it would be like middle of the movie, and I'd be like, oh, I know what part it's at, and then I'd fall right back asleep. And so I got very good at quoting that movie. And so when Joey and I got together, he told me he never like watched it, and I was like, that's not okay, we gotta watch it together.
It's the rules.
We finally watched it together this year, and so I finally convinced him to watch it. He finally watched the first one, and then I was like, well, you're kind of in the same, like, I'm in the same boat as you, because my sister, because she was obsessed with the first one, she then became obsessed with the second one. I never really went and saw it or like watched it, because like, I might as well watch the second one since I haven't done that, and I know if my sister knew, she would give me shit.
Yeah.
And so I watched it, loved it. Best part is when Olaf is describing what happens in the first movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is just, oh my god, it is so funny. I definitely would recommend watching it because Olaf is just hilarious.
I think I've like seen pieces of it in passing when my niece was a bit younger.
Yeah.
But I definitely seen the first one. I remember when the first one came out, I think I was in high school, and I think I pirated it on like some movie website because my parents weren't taking me to the movies at the time for whatever reason. I just didn't have the money, so I just pirated it on my laptop. So I remember watching it like a few times. I remember loving it the first time.
Definitely.
It's a fantastic movie.
It really is. And of course, my sister, I love her. She immediately became obsessed with Hans. Let's just be real here. And so she has always had that obsession since.
Of course.
But she has awesome, like, all these really awesome like collectible items, and so she has a lot of like Frozen collectibles. And then because she got a Frozen collectible that she didn't like the coloring of, so she kept the one she bought, and then she bought another one and had one of her friends like unpaint it, like get the paint off of it, and then repaint it the exact colors, like to a T that they should have been. Like, she searched all these colors, like found like all the like codes that you have to have for the color.
Oh my god.
And then they found the matching paint for that and painted it for her perfectly. And then she put that on display too with the original.
That is some dedication to a fandom. Just
Oh
having,
yeah,
like,
I love my sister,
color.
and we all are her because she is a Disney adult. I love it for her though.
I love it. That's
She's
amazing.
the best. I got to see
What's
her
your
and
sister's
my
name
other
again?
sister. Her name is Ashley, and then my other sister is Chelsea.
Chelsea. So, like, shout out to Ashley and Chelsea.
Yeah, they're the best.
I love it. Have you hit that chair yet?
Not yet. It just finally got heated up. I was about to load up my little dab tool, and I think I'm gonna hit that.
Perfect. I'll gab about some of my favorite movies, so I'll give you a chance to kind of like hit that, just so you can give us an accurate way, or accurate description on that dab. But yeah, I love so many Christmas movies. The most recent one that we have fallen in love with is Klaus. It's technically the Netflix original one, and we It's the first movie my husband, when it came out, was like excited over a Christmas movie. He's not a Christmas guy. He has a little trauma around Christmas, so we don't like do deep into Christmas a lot of the times. We still do some of my traditions, and he participates, and it's wonderful. But when Klaus came out, he was the first movie I've ever seen him that Christmas oriented that he was interested in. So I was like, hell yeah, let's watch it. And it immediately became one of our favorites. It's his favorite. So that became near the top of my list. Just because he's into it, he loves it, and I love him. And also it's not the a normal Christmassy movie where it's like, all these people are buying stuff, or it's like a fast holiday-esque, or, the true spirit meaning of Christmas. It's like just like kind of being a community and all that stuff. And I really love community oriented movies where people kind of like, or I guess the term in book talk nowadays is found home or found family as
Yeah.
kind of thing. I love that ish. Like it's so good. So I really like Klaus, and I really recommend it. It's got Pat McDonald in it. So
Okay.
this was one of his final few movies, I believe, and he's wonderful in it. Another favorite of mine is, like I said, the Santa Claus. Really, really like that one. I love 1 and 2. I hate 3. I do not like the Jack Frost storyline.
Yeah, no.
But I love the first one. Second one's great. Not a big fan of Nazi Santa. And then I also really like um, God, what is the name of it? Oh, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because it's one of my dad's favorites. And we've
That's a good
watched it.
one.
All the fun little creepy claymations.
Yes.
And those are actually free on our Prime thing. I've been watching them. I don't know if you use the Prime at work at all.
Yeah, I have been too. Or like I'll get there and Camille has already had it up, and
Yeah.
so I'll just leave it running and let it just kind of loop, because sometimes I'll have to like actually go and press play, but sometimes it'll just loop the movies, and so I don't have to do anything.
Well, tonight, if you want to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas on Prime, I own that. You're free to it because it's my Prime. So like, go ahead and watch that if you want. It's on there. I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm gonna buy Home Alone as well, so that might be
Yeah.
something tonight too. I love watching movies over there, or just having them on in the background. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah. This is making me really chatty, and I'm already starting to feel it like right up in here now that I've reached the end, because I almost hit paper. That's how
Yeah.
smooth it is. It kept going out. I had to light it a total of 3 times. I don't think I was that chatty, in my opinion, but the tape will tell. So I'm not gonna give it too much of a point stealer from that. Overall, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling relaxed. I have a little bit of cotton mouth, and a little bit of dry eye, but overall, like, it's not bad. Like, I feel really chill. How are you
Yeah.
feeling with that dab?
I am feeling great. I am still feeling the effects that I was from that joint, and I didn't even smoke like all of it. I did leave a little bit just to have for later if I want it. But as for the dabs, definitely moving to the piece was the best idea I had. um, I really enjoyed that. Taste was fantastic. It kind of tasted like cranberries and lemon, and then like a spiciness and almost like a sugary sweetness. It was weird, but it was really good. Like it didn't necessarily taste like each one of those things, but it kind of just blended together to taste like that, if that makes any
Mm-hmm.
sense. And it
I get
was
that, yeah.
so good. And I will say I did hit it at a lower temp than I normally do. It's at 495. I usually am like in the 5 to 520 usually, but we did have it turned down a little bit. But it hit really well being at that lower temperature. I did a pretty big sized crystal, and I didn't even really cough that much, and I had already smoked that much of the pre-roll too, so I was like, I really enjoyed this.
Nice little mixture. I
Yeah,
like.
definitely.
And this is Interstellar, right?
Yes, it is Interstellar Bursts, and it is
And
their cherry Urkle, and it was so delicious. And I did definitely get a lot of cherry in there too.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm stoned. What I was
I
gonna
can
ask,
agree with that.
there was a company you said that possibly owned it or worked with them.
Oh, yes, DeSauce.
DeSauce, that's right. That's another good
And
company.
I am already a fan of DeSauce, so I
Mhm.
do like these. There have been some that like aren't as good as others. Like they have that strain in DeSauce. I'm picking DeSauce over that, you know,
Yeah.
and especially for the price point DeSauce is, and then it being a little bit higher in the tier case, you know, like I would pick the cheaper over the
Yeah.
little bit more expensive if I like the cheaper a little bit more. And so
Mhm.
me and Joey have both really liked the DeSauce Black Widow, and that was one of the first Interstellars we got, and we were very disappointed with it. We were like, this doesn't even taste like the DeSauce one, and we were like, it has to be DeSauce. They use the same photos, like it has
Yeah.
everything. And then I asked about it at work, and they're like, you're right. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm picking up on things. So I definitely am really enjoying it, you know. So it's kind of redeeming them for me a little bit, because then we got the Bad Apple. We really enjoyed that one.
That was so
It
good.
was so good. I
And
did end up
I'm really,
trying that what you told me to do with putting it on top of a bowl. I think that
yes.
that was you. And you were saying it tasted like almost like a peanut butter and jelly, and I was like, that sounds delicious. So I tried it. It was really good.
Yeah, specifically any peanut butter breath strain. Any
Yes.
peanut butter breath strain, if you take like an apple or a grape or some kind of like fruity topping, you get kind of like this PB&J bowl. I always recommend it to people. I always tell people about it. I wasn't even my idea originally. It's delicious. I always recommend it. It's always a 10 out of 10
Yeah, it
experience.
was really good. So I really enjoyed this too. So I'm gonna start picking up more of them, especially at the price point. They're great. You know, it's quality.
All right, right on. Um, well, I know it's still kind of early, but do we want to jump into a um 1 through 10, or do you want to talk more Christmas stuff?
We can do 1 through 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to start off? What you smoked and how you felt about it and what you rated.
So I first smoked the Bitch Better Have My Cookies from Captain Yeti, and it was their hash joint. And I smoked pretty much all of it. I left myself a little bit just to enjoy later on, because I was enjoying it, so I do want to keep it. So I think I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I really like their infused joints. I will always pick them up as long as we have them in the case, you know. They're solid. I know I can rely on them. They burn really smoothly every time. They're not harsh like some other infused. So I definitely reach for these more often when they are in the case.
Oh yeah, yeah. Captain
And
Eddie.
then as for the Interstellar, I think I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10 too. I
Double
definitely want
10.
to, yeah, I definitely want to smoke more of it. I'm definitely already enjoying the effects that I'm feeling just from that one dab. I definitely think I will enjoy a little bit more with Joey once he comes out for the night after
Yeah.
this. But I definitely really enjoyed it. And so I'm glad that I picked it up tonight, and now because now I have it myself.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And I'm so glad you love the cherry because I also gave it a 10 out of 10 when I tried it. Chris sold it to me. He sold it because he mentioned the little suspenders. That's what sold it to me. Like I
Yeah,
saw
I
little
noticed
suspenders.
those too. It's great. And it is so
Uh,
tasty.
it's really good, really delicious. So I'm glad you really liked that one.
Yeah.
How's your overall experience with the two? Like, what's the final thought?
I'm feeling really relaxed, but I'm still feeling chatty. I'm feeling like I can just sit and watch something, maybe chit chat with Joey while we eat something a little bit and like snack and just hang out for the night before I go to bed. We gotta go to his sister's tomorrow for Christmas, so
Mhm.
it's been a crazy week.
Yeah.
And We're getting through it, but it's been long.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked your products.
Yes.
I'm glad it's all 10s. It's great.
Yes. And how are you feeling?
Um, very stoned. It is like creeping up on me right now to the point where my eyes have glazed a couple times. And I'm like, no, we can't like check out yet. Like it's hitting me really hard right now. And my mouth is progressively getting drier. Like I can hear it.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I forgot to say what I was smoking. Smoking Grinch Don't Kill My Vibe by Captain Yeti, an indica hash joint. And I'm also giving it a 10 out of 10. Yes, I know it kept going out on me. And we were chatting quite a bit. Like we almost made it the whole hour, just
Yeah.
the two of us. So, we're pretty chatty. So yeah, 10 out of 10. And that's a clean sweep episode.
Yeah.
Like you can't go wrong with Captain Yeti, and apparently Interstellar too.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's fantastic. But yeah, I feel really good. I feel like comfortable. My brain wants to check out. I'll probably take a dab out of my Puffco before I go to bed. I had some of that Death Star from Wander Yonder, I believe,
Ooh,
and
okay.
it's pretty nice. I've been checking them out, and their the PHOs are nice because you can dab them at a really low temp, and they're
Okay.
really really tasty. So I've been hitting them like in a low temp in the Puffco. Um, so yeah, but overall, I don't even have to take that dab. I feel sufficiently stoned off just this.
Yeah.
Um, and they always do that. Like I always feel like I'm not, and it creeps right up on you, and you're just feeling really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm feeling awesome. Well, this was like a really fun episode. Like I'm
Yes,
glad we got
definitely.
to hear about like some of your traditions and what you like to watch every year. I love that little Mountain Dew thing. I immediately pictured like that Step Brothers scenes where it's like, do we just become best friends? So
Literally. No, it was
Joey's
so
like,
funny. I'm gonna ramble one last time
no,
and then
you're
we can
good.
end this. But the first time we went on our double date, it was around Christmas time actually, and we went to the grotto because I remember going with my choir when I was in choir. And so I was like, we have to try to go to the grotto. We were going to do zoo lights, but then I was like, no, that's too stressful of an event. Like, I don't want to do that. And so we ended up just choosing the grotto. And so we went to the grotto. And then afterwards, we went to Taco Bell. And once they started talking amongst themselves, it was like they were on their own like buddy date, and me and my sister were the chaperone. Like he opened the door for Joey and I opened the door for my sister. And it was hilarious. And so that's kind of always just been a theme of like our relationship with my sister and him, is like we all just hang out and it's chill, you know.
I adore that. And that's always
And
such a nice relationship to have.
it's wild to see her have a family of 8.
Wow.
Because she has 4 pets, 2 kids, and then a husband, obviously.
Mhm.
And she's like, today at Christmas, she was like, I love going around saying I'm a family of 8. And I'm like, sis, I love you, but also that sounds absolutely insane.
Hey, fur babies are babies too.
Yes, no, they really are.
God, I wish I had some fur babies on myself. One day I'll have a fur baby. It's just not in this crappy apartment. There's one window. I want a cat. Cats love windows. So
Yeah.
well,
Well,
I think we've reached the end. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to the farmers, the processors, the bud tenders, the customers who buy it. Thank you, Joey, for keeping us in business. Thank you, Wanda, for coming in and
yes,
smoking it up with me.
yes,
Um, thank,
absolutely.
thank you, Emily. I know you're not here, but thank you for just, hopefully you're watching
Yeah,
and
definitely.
having a good time. But yeah, we'll wrap this up. I'm terrible at wrapping things up, but
I am too.
I'm really
Already.
stoned. But all right. Well, we love you guys. We will see you in the next episode. Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate. Thanks for smoking with us. Bye, buds.
Bye. The only
No.
downfall.
I know. You need like
Like an angry frame.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get on that, Joey.
Raw tip, I would assume it's raw paper.
Yeah.
It looks like it. But scent-wise, yeah, just like really musky, a little bit of beachiness to it. And again, I'm getting a little bit of vanilla.